Hello everyone, welcome. In this video, we are going to be talking about eMaint X5 Mobile. My name is Tom. I am the Content and E-Learning Manager here for eMaint. So today I'm going to guide you through the new eMaint X5 Mobile. The items we're going to cover: number one are devices and the app itself, logging in, work orders, assets, work requests, and then the More button. Now for this, I am also going to now switch over to my tablet screen. All right, I am here with my Samsung tablet. As you can see, this is a Galaxy Tab 8, model SMX200. And if I go to my software update, you can see that we are currently running Android version 14 on this device. So, in order for us to get the app to begin with, for the Android device, we go to the Play Store and we type in the search box X5 eMaint. And click our search button. And this is exactly the app you need to install. It's eMaint X5. That's what the logo looks like. Just simply click the button to install it, and it'll be on your device. Now, my device already has it, but I also want to show you the other one as well. On my device, the app up there on the top left says eMaint X5. The app on the top right says Fluke Mobile. Fluke Mobile is the app you use if you're using version X4 of eMaint. eMaint X5 is the app we use if we're using eMaint X5, which is what this video is going to be showing us today. So click the little app. It will open. You do need to know your username and password like you would use in X5. Someone would have given that to you. It might be possible that you need to type in your settings here for your server. I've already done my server settings. It's https:// your tenant name. In my case, my tenant name is Tom Demo, then .x5.flukemobile.com. We will tell you what this information is so you don't have to guess. Once you've got that inside of the system, you will save and close. Then type in your username like I've done here and click on Proceed. Then enter the password for the user. And log in. Notice there was a Forgot Password button there in case you forgot. When you log in, the data is going to synchronize. And here we go. I am currently now in X5 Mobile. The screen that I'm on right now is the work order screen. You can tell from the very bottom where you have the work order tab down here highlighted in yellow. So I know that I'm currently in work orders. At the top left, you see mine and all. And of course, you also see today's date, but that's part of the tablet, not part of the mobile app itself. If you pull down like I'm doing now, you can refresh this list view. This is currently a list view of every work order assigned to me. That's why I'm in the mine area. If I go to the all area, I can see work orders that are not assigned to me that I can actually take ownership of if I would like to. But for now, we're going to stick to the mine tab. As you can see, all these work orders are assigned to me. I'm going to quickly show you one feature of mobile by going into the X5 account here, and I am going to schedule work for Diana. So right now I'm going to flip over to the X5 screen so you can see me schedule work for Diana, and then I'm testing the push notifications on the tablet to make sure they're working properly. So here we're in the scheduler, and I have a work order that's not assigned. It's this one down here. It's the Ford Mustang GT Interrogate Suspect. So we're going to grab this. It's corrective because I've labeled my corrective ones with the red here. We're going to drag this thing to Diana, and we're going to give it to her here for 1 p.m. Now notice it's not published yet. Let's go down here to this. It's assigned. Let's go ahead and click Publish and Publish All to get this assigned to Diana. It has been assigned to Diana. There it is. And as you may have heard the noise, Diana just got that notification that this work order has been assigned to her. If I pull down on my tablet to view my notifications, I will see here Asset ID Conv Ford Mustang GT Interrogate Suspect has been assigned to her. So that is how the push notifications work if you have them turned on. You will get that audible notification that you have the work order assigned to you. Also, if the app is open and maybe you can't hear, you can always pull down to see those notifications that have been given to you. That's why if you take a break, it's a good idea to leave the app open even if you're taking a break. That way those push notifications will be there even if you're not looking at them currently. So let's take a look at the Mine screen. What we're looking at here is all of the work orders currently assigned to me. I can scroll up with my finger to see all of these work orders that I have assigned to me. I have a few options here in how I view these work orders. I can, let me move this over a little bit. I can click on the magnifying glass here and I can search for a work order that's been assigned to me using any of these criteria, the number, the brief description, the work order type. So maybe I only want to see work order types that are corrective. So click corrective here and search. And it'll pull back only the corrective work orders that you have here. Notice the status of these are open. The yellow box shows that they're open. Click the magnifying glass again. And you could change corrective to something else if you would like. I'm going to click the select button so that we see all of the work orders. And go back. And search so I can see all of the work orders. And now I see all corrective and preventive and other types that may be assigned to me. You can also click the little triangle that's up and down here, and you can sort this work orders by these criteria, by work order number, schedule date, priority code, or RIME ranking. If I want to search by, for example, work order number, I simply click it here with my finger, and then I can do ascending or descending. That's the little left icon next to work order number. If I click that, ascending or descending by work order number. Hit the X to clear that out. And now let's go into view a work order itself. We're going to view this one here that says interrogate suspect. When you look at this work order, you can see there's my work order type, my schedule date, the brief description of the work order. Priority code is empty because I'm not using it in my account. And we can see that the assignments are Mine 1, Total 1, and View All. If this work order had someone else assigned to it, it would see Mine 1 and Total could be 2. That would mean someone else is assigned to it as well. I can click View All to see all of the assignments. In this case, it's just me. And it just opened up to the Assignments tab. What I can do now is I can go into this work order by clicking View Details here. And I can take a quick look at it. Before deciding to do it, I can take a quick look. If there were procedures, I could look at those. Any kind of documents for it. This has a couple of, there's the owner's manual for the Mustang. It's got a picture of it and also a clip of it running. If there were any parts required for the work order, they would be here. And I could add part charges there. And if I want to see all of the related entities, click the little triangle here. And here are all of the related entities available to this work order. If I would like to go ahead and start this work order, again, from inside of the details of the work order, all I need to do is click on the Start button here, and the work order will start when I click on Start Timer. You'll see the timer is going here at the little top right, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Now look, if I happen to leave this work order and go back to the list view, this work order here will have a timer that stays with it as it moves up and down the work order list view. So that timer is still running. We can only have one timer running at one time for one work order. So we can't have multiple timers going at a time. If I were to take this timer and stop it before it reaches 1 minute, a labor charge will not be done. So it's 36 seconds now. If I stop the timer, it'll tell me any posting less than 1 minute in duration will be discarded. Continue. I can say yes or no. In this case, I'm going to say no and let it keep running. We're going to go through these other things that we can do in this work order. So first of all, let's take a look at the procedures. If we had any, they would be here. You could also potentially add some here if you would like. I'll add a couple and fast forward through the video just so we can see them. I'll say okay, we have added 3 procedures that we can do here for this work order. If it came from a preventive maintenance schedule, they're probably already going to be there. I just wanted you to see what they would look like potentially. So number 1, lasso suspect. We'll say we passed that one. We were able to do it. Number 2, ask questions. Now this one failed because we didn't like some of the answers. So we're going to say fail for that one. And let go. Unfortunately, we do have to let them go, so we'll click pass. If we need to, I need to fail that one again, sorry. And we're going to move on with this one to the documents. When we view the documents, keep in mind that we must be online to be able to pull these up. This is not something we can do if we've left our Wi-Fi. We can do anything else on the work order as far as that goes, but we just simply cannot pull up a document if we're going to leave Wi-Fi. And there's our document for the Mustang. If this item had any type of part requirements, they would be here in this related entity of part requirements. This one does not, so we don't have to worry about that. But I can add a part requirement to show you how it would look. I'll add a part here as a required part. I'm going to look at all of my parts by clicking the search button, and I will add a Kit Kat to this particular work order as a required part. We need 1 Kit Kat. So let's leave this to go to documents and come back. So here we are. If you have a part requirement, the wonderful thing about that is your technicians don't have to guess about the part that's needed because you've told them what they need to do. So all they would need to do then is click add to part charges here, and it would automatically add the Kit Kat to their charges. They would need to pick the location they took it from. In this case, there's 2 Kit Kat locations, Tom's desk and also the front desk. I'm going to take it from the front desk because they can't have my Kit Kats. And we're going to go ahead and say that they took 1. Click the little triangle here, the greater than symbol. And now this has been added to part charges because we can see the little 1 by part charges there. If I move on to the part charges entity, you can see that so far we have charged 1 Kit Kat to the work order. But if we want to add more parts to it, we can click the plus button here. And when you click the plus button, there are a couple things we can do here. If you had your parts barcoded, you can click the built-in barcode reader here, and you can scan your barcode. In this case, I will see if I can pull up a barcode for us to scan on X5. So let's switch over to the X5 screen if we can, and let's go ahead and look at a part here that we can take the barcode for. Let's see if we can do the Kinder Bueno. Make sure we have some in stock. We have 17 Kinder Buenos on hand, so we're going to make that into a barcode that we can scan. Let's grab the Kinder Bueno, 3 little lines, and let's click on Get Barcode. Barcode is downloading, and it has now officially appeared on my other screen. I'm going to drag it to this screen just so I can show you guys how it works on the tablet to scan a barcode. We'll make it a little bit smaller. So now I'm going to click on, back at the tablet here, I am going to click on the blue barcode icon at the top right, and click OK to give permission for the camera. And I'm going to say while using the app. And here's my barcode. It already scanned it. Look how fast that was. On hand 17, and it's located at Tom's desk. Click little circle to pick that one, and then tell them how many you want. At the very bottom, we can only allow them to take one Kinder Bueno, and then we're going to click the greater than sign at the top right to advance to the next screen. And now we have 2 part charges on our work order. We're going to hit the plus button one more time so we can see that there are other things we can do here. If I click the magnifying glass, you notice at the top left where it says Asset Parts Only, if I click that button and then click the search box down at the very bottom, it would show me only parts that have ever been used with this asset. In this case, the Mustang has no parts that have ever been used for it because it's a demo account. But if it had, only those parts would appear here, so it'd be easier for you to notice which part you might need this time. We'll go back again. And we're going to click on the plus button in the magnifying glass one more time, because these are all of the things we can pick from. If you know the part number, you could type it in. If you want to see parts at a specific location, you can see all parts located at Tom's desk. And you click search, and these are all of the parts at Tom's desk. Tom has a sugar problem. He has the candy kit, the Kit Kat, the Reese Cup, and the Kinder Bueno, and a GT350 air filter, because who doesn't need that? And we're going to do this one more time, plus button, magnifying glass. You could also go by the location details if there was a specific detail about this location, like if it had a sub-location like shelf 1, shelf 2, you could do that too when you're looking for your part. So again, a couple different ways to look for our parts. Barcoding would be probably the easiest way to do that because you're not going to make a mistake. Next, we're going to click on the arrow here next to part charges to see what else is available to us. We have miscellaneous charges. These are charges that are not really tied to a part. We can click the plus button here and we can say the quantity of the miscellaneous charge was 1. Unit cost was maybe $10. And then total cost, it'll calculate that whenever we click on the next button to go and put this charge in. That charge has been put in as a miscellaneous charge. You'll have to decide what you would like to use miscellaneous charges for, or if you want to use them at all. We're going to click more again because I want to show you how to add a labor charge manually. Right now we know the labor timer is clicking. It's 9 minutes and 34 seconds so far. Let's go ahead and stop it so I can show you how the labor charge goes in there. Let's click the labor charge here and let's click on stop. Now, here's the interesting thing. I cannot do a labor charge inside of X5 Mobile unless inside of the X5, my contact has a rate type. So I'm going to show you that in X5 real quick. I'm going to go to my contact here. Here's Diana Prince. If you click into her record, you will notice she has a contact rate here. I've given her a rate right there, an ordinary rate of 100. You could also do, if you wanted to do a overtime or another type of rate if you need, you can have as many rates as you need. But in order to add a labor charge inside of X5 Mobile, you must have at least one rate type in X5 for your contact record, or you will not be able to save this labor charge. Let's jump back to the tablet here, and let's go ahead and do that. I could say comments if I want to comment on the labor that was performed. I could do that. I would say all done. And I could type in something else. Let's see, does this tablet work with speech to text? Let's see if it does. It looks like it will. It'll do Google voice typing, so we can do that. The lasso of truth was needed, but everything worked out well. As you guys can see, the speech to text does work. If you need to use that on a tablet, it will absolutely work. Technicians like doing that because no one likes to type. Let's click on the greater than sign up here at the top right to save this labor charge. Now the labor charge has been saved into the account. I can go back, open up this work order again, and under labor charges, we will see the 1. Here it is. What if you wanted to add a labor charge manually? You can do that without starting the timer if you would like, by clicking the plus button here and putting in the labor hours that they worked, maybe 1 hour, and then hit the greater than sign. You can put comments if you like. And then there's our second labor charge as well. Now, there is also more that you can do here. If you click the plus button where it says contact, you could technically click the X here and change this to someone else, and they could have a labor charge. Maybe we're going to have a labor charge for our good friend Monica. She's amazing. Monica is going to do but look at that. Monica doesn't have a rate type on her contact record in X5. So guess what? Monica cannot do a labor charge inside of my account. So sorry, Monica. I have to discard those changes. Now I can fix that by going into her contact record and quickly giving her a rate. Let's go ahead and grab that and show you. All right, we're going to pick someone that I know that we have a rate type for. I'm going to click the magnifying glass, and I'm sure we have one for Callie. So I'm going to go to Callie here. And I do have a rate type for her, 1 hour, and click the greater than sign, and it added that 1 hour of labor that way. We're going to click the more button one more time, and we have assignments here. It's technically possible that you could also add another assignment to this work order. If you needed more help, you can click the plus button, get rid of your name, maybe add another name. Callie can help with this one. Hit the greater than sign. Now this work order has 2 people assigned to it, Callie and Diana. At this point, if Callie had X5 Mobile on her tablet open, she would have gotten a push notification telling her that she has a work order assigned to her. So now that this is done, we're going to say that this work order has been completed. We're going to click on to the 3 little dots, and we have an option here. You could create a follow-up work order, you could complete the work order, or you could close the work order. Now, if I needed Callie to do something on this work order and I was done with my part, I would complete the work order and then she would do her part and she would close it. In my case, I know she's already done what she needs to do, so I'm going to go ahead and close the work order. So click Close Work Order. If you have anything that you need them to do, like I've turned this on to make them sign here for it, and I'm going to click the greater than sign. So this work order has now been closed, so it goes off of my mine list. So it's no longer there. I want to show you quickly how you can take a work order that is in the all. So in all, these are the work orders that are unassigned. So here's the first one. Notice this one here got created from our work order we just did. This is that corrective work order. It failed on that ask questions step. Remember, we made that a fail. Anytime a work order fails, that is a pass, fail, urgent repair, automatically creates this follow-up work order. So we can go into this work order by clicking View Details, and you can assign it to yourself by clicking the Start button and click Assign to Me. When you've clicked Assign to Me and click the greater than sign, you have a choice to do it now. I now have another notification saying it's been assigned to me. I have an option now. I could start the timer and start doing this work now, or I could just simply click the back button. It's assigned to me, and I can do it later when I'm ready. So that is how we handle work order management. The other thing we can do here is we can click the plus button here to create a work order from scratch. You can choose the single asset work order. These are the 4 work order types I have in my account: single asset, multiple asset, vehicle, and work order print. I will choose single asset work order. pick my asset. If I knew the asset ID, I could type it in. Or if I had it barcoded, I could barcode the asset by clicking the barcode reader. Or I could click search at the bottom to pull up all of the assets, which is what I've just done. We're going to do this one for the Elantra. Anything in red is required. Notice that the button at the top right, the greater than sign, it's grayed out. I cannot click it. I'm trying to now, but I can't because I have required fields that are not yet done. So brief description here, just type change tires. There we go. Job status, it's a required field. We'll say it's a new. And now you see the button at the top right is now able to be clicked because all of the required fields have been done. You could put a work description if you like, but in this case, I'm just going to click the button to start this work order. So this work order, if you notice at the top left, it says #temp_8918. It does not have an official X5 work order number yet. If I pull down on the screen to refresh it, it will get one. Now it's work order number 8024. And then we do the same things with this work order that you would have done for any of the other ones. But there is one thing that I would like to show you, and that is from the document side, from your tablet, you can click the plus button and you can take a photo. Click OK. Click the little greater than sign to save it. And now there's our photo we just took. Click onto it here. It'll pull it up on your document, on your device, as such. There's also the option to take a multimedia file here, but that is not turned on currently here in this account. So that covers almost everything we can do from the work order itself. There's a couple more things we can do here. If you click on, for example, 8024 and the 3 dots, you could create that follow-up work order off of this. That's one other thing that you can do there. But as far as that goes, we have completely covered work orders and work order management. Now let's take a look at asset management. To look at your assets, simply click the Asset tab at the bottom, and then the Asset List view will pop up here. We have the same exact search that you can do here by clicking the magnifying glass. You can search for Department, Asset ID, or Asset Description. You can click the 2 triangles to sort it by Asset ID, ascending, or descending. Again, if you know the barcode, you could click the magnifying glass and you could click on that barcode of the asset. And you can also just click the search box to show all of the assets that you have on the site. From this view, what we can do is, for example, let's go search here for that Mustang. So description, I think the letters GT are in it. So you only need to know 2 characters. Search. These are anything with GT. We've got the GT350R, which will be a great one to grab. We're going to click on View Details here. Now, there are some cool things we can do here with the assets as well. We're going to go over all of these related entities at the top here. Number 1, you can view any document for it. These are the 3 documents that exist for the GT350R. Remember, we must be online to view these. Now, this is a cool part. Asset parts. This shows any part that's ever been used for the Mustang GT350R and how many times it's been used. Number 4, we have asset meters. Any meter that you have on this asset will be right here. And this one happens to have 4 meters. And you can take a meter reading right here if you want to by clicking here and typing in the reading and then clicking the save button. If the device you have that's taking this measurement is a Fluke Connect enabled device, then this meter reading, you could click the F button here on the side and connect to the Fluke tool, and you can make the reading live. And comments, if you had any type of comment that you've made on this asset, they would appear here. But we're not quite yet done yet, because there are some more things we can do as well. If you click the three little dots at the top right-hand part of the screen, you can do a couple of really, really cool things. Number one, you could create a work order right here off of the asset. That's powerful because you could have scanned the asset with X5 Mobile, then it would have pulled up the asset, and you could create the work order off of the asset. You could create a work request off the asset here as well. And the thing I like the most is you can click the last button here, and you can view the work order history of this asset. So every work order that's been done on this asset will be here, including future work, so you know that these are PMs coming up that haven't happened yet. Like this one's scheduled date is for 2/17/2025. So you can see all the future work coming for it as far as your PMs go. Now this future will be here based on the projections for that specific PM. Like this PM, I may have said to do 30 days of projections, so it's going to be projected work for your future as far out as you've told it to go. Here's some other preventive ones that are currently still future. Here's an open one, and you can get a look at all of the work that's been done on this GT350R in the past. If you want to get into more detail, you can click into one by clicking View Details, and then you can see exactly everything that was done on that work order for the asset that you were at. That covers what we can do for asset management. Technically speaking, you could also click the Edit button if you have the permission to do so at the bottom right, and you can edit this asset as well. The fields you see here are by default. You could add more fields that appear in X5 to this asset form if you would like to do that. Okay, let's move on to the final thing we can do here, and that is we can manage work order requests if you have the permission to do so. So for work requests here, you see the work requests that are here. These are all going to be open requests, and what you do is simply look at these requests. You can look at these requests and you can approve or reject them. Keep in mind, if you approve a request, which I'm going to do here for this hatchback Fiesta, it takes you to the work order form. The reason I want you to know that is because if your work order form has required fields, you'll need to complete those fields before you can save the work order. Like, for example, job status is a required field. Now this work order can be saved. It currently has no assignment, but that's okay. Work order's been saved, and now it's going to be given, if I pull down on the screen, a work order number 8025. Again, this has no assignments, so 8025 should appear in the all, and it does. There it is. Back on work requests, I can also click the plus button to make a request if I want to by filling out the asset and all of the information. And I can reject the request as well. So let's reject this one from Wanderson. Now Wanderson made a big mistake. He included his actual email address here, so when I click the reject button, it's going to send him an email, but I'll be nice and I'll send it to myself instead. So ticking sound from engine will reject this request. And anytime you reject a request in eMaint X5, you have to tell the person why. I'm going to say it's a normal sound. All Fiestas sound like that. And click the greater than sign at the top right to send this out. So before we leave work request, remember work requests are dependent upon permissions. If you have the permission to do this, then you'll be able to do it. If not, in some cases, the work order request button will not even be there. It's all dependent upon your permissions that you have in the system. The final thing we're going to look at today is the More button. So if I click on the More button here, what we're going to get is this information requires you to be online to view it, and that is the Help Guide Online Only. If I click the Help Guide Online Only, it opens it up in a new window. And I can click here to see anything that I want to look at under getting started. Maybe I want to do start screen, or how can we help you? Asset stuff, work stuff, anything that you want to know, you can click here and the help guide will help you find out what it is. Maybe I want to add comments with attachments to work orders and assets. Click that. This help guide will help you with anything you might need to know about X5. You can click the three little lines and go directly to that specific section and see everything you need to know. Again, this opens in a brand new window, and you do have to be online to do the more online only help guide. If you click information, it'll tell you the user who's logged in, the site, language, and your server address. This could be useful in case you need to ask support for some help, as well as your version info. If you clear all local data, it will log you out and it will clear the data of Fluke Mobile on the device. You will have to redo the server settings and everything else in order to reconnect to X5 Mobile. The last thing is we have event status. Occasionally what you'll notice is you will have events that queue up inside of the mobile. Those events will appear down here where it says more. There's currently a green check mark down there. Now notice what's going to happen here. Inside of the mobile, I'm going to turn off Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is off now. And I'm going to go to work orders here, and I'm going to complete one. This corrective work order request that came in a few minutes ago, I'm going to click on this one. It's in the all. So I'm going to click into the work order by clicking View Details, Start, assign it to me, click the greater than sign, and start the timer. Now the work order is going. The timer is started. I'm going to go ahead and add a part charge. We'll add the cabin air filter, one of those. Hit the next sign. You can see how intuitive this is. Once you've played with it for a little bit, it's very easy to do. And we're going to go here and we will add a miscellaneous charge just to show you all that we can do. Quantity one of those, unit cost 10, and there we go with that. And our details are good. We're going to go ahead and edit the details so we can say for the technician comments what we did. Done. We know that's not a very good comment, but we're going to take care of this anyway. Click the greater than sign, and now we are done with this work order. We're above 1 minute, so it will actually do the labor charge. That's what I was trying to get at. So click on the clock again and stop the timer. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the greater than sign to save this labor charge. And we're going to click on the three dots and close this work order. And greater than sign again. Now you'll notice at the bottom right of the screen where it says more, there's 9. Everything we just did is called an event. All of those events are queued up in the system, waiting for us to get internet again to send them to X5. I'm going to turn the internet back on to show you what that process looks like. Watch the 9 at the bottom. Should change to 0 and be green. There's the work order that was assigned to us, and there the green went, showing that we're completely queued up with X5. It does that automatically if you happen to leave an area that has spotty Wi-Fi. You won't even notice this. It's seamless. The only thing you have to do is if you know that you're going to leave an area where there's no internet, you do need to do the help guide before you leave into no internet. Or if there's a document you want that's off of the work order, load up the document before you go to where there's no internet, because those things are reliant upon having internet access to view them. So what we've done today, guys, is we've looked at work orders, mine, those are ones assigned to you, all, These are the unassigned ones. These are ones we could simply grab and assign them to ourselves. We've gone into the work order. We've done all of the related tables or related entities, looked at how to do all of those charges, everything that's there. We've looked at assets, how from the asset we can create a work order, create a work request, or view the asset work order history. We've looked at work order requests and how we can approve, reject, or even create more. Again, work order requests are reliant upon permissions. And then we've looked at the more, how we can go in there and look at the help guide, information, the event status in case you happen to be offline. And also, this is the most important thing that I can show you, is if you want your system to be seamless and smooth, when you are done with X5 Mobile, I mean, you're leaving your shift finished, click the log out button, and yes, log out of the system, back to the screen like we see here. So that concludes the video series here on X5 Mobile for eMaint. I tried something different today. I tried a long take here running the tablet. Please let me know if you like this or not. Hopefully you were able to gain good information from this. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.